Hello, dear friends. Welcome to my channel. Today we will have quite curious and not ordinary topic for expressive arts and art therapy. But anyway, working with anime characters, with anime plots, with anime itself, such a huge potential for helping people to express themselves and to share with art therapist or on expressive arts group to express something deeper and something true about yourself and talking about why do we like anime, why it means so much for us. We could understand that anime characters is not just entertaining characters. It's much more deeper and intimate for us. And maybe I will continue such making such videos about anime for self-exploration, anime for art therapy and expressive arts, because I really feel huge potential on it, and working with anime could be the same as working with fairy tales or with cinema therapy. So anime and manga has so many have so many meanings. And today I want to speak about archetypes in anime because there are so many archetypes in anime, and our unconsciousness answering on such images in characters and characters appearance, and of course we are getting captured by some plots and some anime, some characters, because it attracts us not just because it's something for entertainment, it's something about us. And today I want to speak about two anime. One is Japanese Jujutsu Kaisen, Magical Battle in English, and Link Click. Um, it's a Chinese anime. I found it quite deep also. And these two anime have two pair of characters that I found quite close to each other. It's Megumi Fushiguro and Chen Xiaoshi, and also Satoru Gojo and Luguan. And you will see why why I choose these pairs later. So let's start with anime for self-exploration, and my mission now to show you how anime could be very resourceful for expressive arts and art therapy, and how in which way it's possible to work with a client or to work with yourself if you are using anime for self-exploration and for self-care. So I will share with you such mechanism of working with anime. And it's just a part. It's not all that we can do with anime. Just a small part, but we can start with it, and later we will see more. How anime could be a tool for self-exploration? Um, First, I want to answer on this question from speaking about that art therapy and expressive arts always looking for a way to hear or to help person from art forms that this client person like, and on which have on which this person feel compassion and togetherness. Um, and the world of anime as every cultural phenomenon is full of archetypes integrated into collective unconsciousness. It means that we are attracted by characters that have something in common with us. This fact helps us to overcome existential loneliness and feeling that we are separated from the big world. Um, Amazing thing that there are many people who could understand us and share our interests than we could imagine. So anime is a huge chain of fans and a huge chain of manga creators and illustrators. We by watching anime and reading manga, we um, coming into big community. And first that I see when I'm watching anime, it's um, it's many archetypes hidden in the characters, and we could easily identify these archetypes if we will dig a little bit deeper. Identifying your archetype through anime characters could be an answer to many questions that you are asking yourself and could guide you into a better way for self-care and well-being. Um, in this video, I want to discover all resourceful and positive influence of anime and learn together how we could use it for better way. Analyzing favorite anime characters and other parts of anime universe, we could realize what does it tell and how could support us on our life way. Through an image of our heroes, we will make a journey into a breathtaking unknown. Our favorite characters could be guides of our initiation, our magical helpers, prompters, defenders. They could give us advice or share with us their superpower or special skills. By analyzing their life paths and abilities, we could realize what positive could we take from that character and using in our life. And the idea of archetypes coming from Carl Jung analytic psychology and finding support into art therapy and expressive arts. The most important to realize that the roots of any narrative or fine art are coming from mythology and bringing a metaphor uh, into our life. Uh, Anime heroes could be a manifest our defense forces and could provide us our intuition, voice of our intuition. Anime heroes could manifest, as I said, our defense mechanism to be a voice of our intuition. Metaphors coming from the essence of anime heroes may help us to connect our experiences with happenings outside us, sometimes with processes of nature. Um, and um, And if a metaphor is conversational, using it may remind us that others have gone through similar situations and that our culture can suggest ways of handling um, the situation. Metaphors involve the imagination and emotions, and using metaphors can help you to get a solid grasp of what you are experiencing emotionally. All the characters and objects in a anime story can be thought of as representing aspects of the storyteller's psychology as a part of healing and therapeutic and growing and maturing process. You might tell a story from the points of view of the various characters and objects in a story and anime. We can work in many modalities with anime characters like storytelling, poetry, collage. We will discuss it later. And let's start with storytelling activities, how we could use storytelling activities in on working with anime. Here I want to share such example of working with a client, but it also could be self-work with yourself, and just see this example and feel how it looks for you. And please be attentive to your intuition, to your feelings. Choose your favorite anime and your characters. And as I said before, that in anime, mostly characters have superpower, and we could think what we could take from them, and it could be our magical key for dealing with problems. So here I will share 3 anime storytelling activities, and number 1 is when you work with the client life story, when you are choosing with the client anime that resonates with client's life story and with characters from that anime. Might the client like to say something to any of the characters? Might the client like to play a character saying something to the client or to yourself? I mean, client for yourself. A character at any age could speak to any other character at any age, so it's quite resourceful for us. And there are methods that have been developed in psychodrama, so we're using this dealing with storytelling through anime that's coming from psychodrama, and also storytelling therapy. We could use it in anime. If the client might be interested in developing a metamorphic story version of the client's life story, the client and therapist might think about major motifs in the story and see if any metaphors for these motifs might come to mind, and story could then be composed around these metamorphic images, object, characters, etc. What positive could and you could ask your client after choosing the story, after speaking about the story, what positive could client take from that character and using in his or her personal life, and what advice could character to give, and what superpower special skills could this character share with the client or with you. So here we could create a kind of dialogue with the character to meditate with them, and to and through this character you will hear advice from your unconsciousness, and you could try to find the key. You could try to find the roots of any situations in your life through using image of a character that you feel closer to you. And another way the client starts with a real life situation and gathers 5 or 6 related stories from real life, and then looking for anime that relate in some way to the real life situation. And here you could see 6 steps of this activity. First, be selecting a real life situation, then identify and think about important motifs in this situation, then gather 5 or 6 similar stories from anime and see if any metaphors for the real life situation motifs come to mind, and if they do, we could use it for creating our story based on anime and our life. Tell the above mentioned stories and discuss it, and then gathering associated stories. Look especially for anime that relate in some way to the real life situation. When looking for metaphors for elements of the real life situation, look especially for metaphors that might relate to fairy tales, um, token animals, magical spells and transformations, and use such metaphors to create stories based on anime. And the third way of storytelling in anime on anime session is a client creates a story from the client's imagination based on anime. One might ask these questions: in the past, present, or future, has the character suffered in some way? What kind of help might be character need? In what way has the character been kind, gentle, and generous? To whom might the character be kind, gentle, and generous? Who has helped the character? From whom might the character like to receive help? Who might be the character like whom the character like to make like to help? Might the character like to make a wish? And many other questions that we could that coming for us during that process of working in anime, in storytelling, or in psychodrama method. And then I want to present you cheering up collage making. Uh, it's here are 2 examples of it, and we could use our favorite anime characters that bringing us like some cheering up words that will be inspiring us to keep on doing something. And as you see here, collage could be composed around metaphorical images, object, characters from anime, and what positive could client take from the character and use it in the client's life. We could mention on that collage, and what advices could character to give. We could write on this cheering up collage, and what superpower special skills could share with us with the client this character. So you could express it in collage making, just to think about character, you, and your necessity, and make it. And another one idea is send play with anime character figures. It's also element of psychodrama and connected with Jungian analytic psychology. The idea is that we could create such safe space, such a comfortable environment in which person could feel yourself protected, and encouraging sync play process with imagination, where client could open yourself and manifest creative activity, and through send on the first stage of send play with character figures, because there are a lot of figures of anime characters, and we could use it with send, because send is very supportive playground for expressing what we feel inside, and I feel that would be very resourceful for working with anime figures on sand. And when client choosing figures, we could ask him or her why these mm, characters, why these figures, and we could talk about the most interesting for client anime moments and discuss why it takes clients' attention, and possible to ask client to choose music from anime for send play process. It's up to the situation. Creating magical moment when anime figures becoming alive and ready for sand play. That could be looking like a special ritual. Possible to ask the client how it could be looking like or help with that process. On sand we are making like real living the situations that happened, playing all kinds of situations together with anime characters on sand, and we could see how transforms something from imaginary life into real life on sand, and something real into imaginary. Client could choose a role with which anime figure will play, and really to play on sand, and making projection of real life situation for getting insights and seeing ways how to deal with the situation in real life. So person making projection on this figure, and making this figure to do actions on sand or saying a couple of words. So it's like a mm, role play activity on sand. And I'm amazed how it could be really therapeutic and insightful. And now I want to show you archetypes that I found in Jujutsu Kaisen and in Link Click. Art therapists and expressive art facilitators who working, of course, know about Jung variety of archetypes, but I want to mention that here I want to speak about animus, archetype of animus, and we will see closer what hides inside these anime archetypes, what could be how we could identify these animus archetypes. And it's not anima, as we know. Animus is like unconscious masculine side of woman that is a part of eternal archetypes of the collective unconsciousness. And so here we will speak about such masculine um, masculine part of psycho in female unconsciousness. Here I just want to mention that Jung started that there are four parallel levels of animus development in a woman, that it's Tarzan, Byron, Lloyd George, and Hermes, or Hermes, or Mercury, um, and it could, in another words, it could be called as magician archetype. And here we in Jujutsu Kaisen and Lin Click we will find magician archetypes, and also archetypes of warrior or knight. And people who watched this anime uh, could be agree with me or not agree, but this is my vision of this animus archetypes in this to anime, and I want to explain why I think that this is the animus archetype, and mm, why do I think mm, that these archetypes exist there. uh, First, I want to start with Megumi and Chen Xiaoshi, and these animus archetypes of warrior or man of action, and both of them could see on images with dogs, like archetype of wolf, and its symbol of animus, according to Jung. Dog, a dog or wolf, a symbol of defending and keeping force of the soul. Keeping. Mhm. Also, these two heroes are leader participants in missions that requires being man of action, but also being analyzer, having empathy and understanding other human behavior. And here we see both of them with the dogs on images, and and we might see that these two characters are guides into um, these defending forces of our souls, because both of them are very brave and very they are really facing danger, and they're dealing with it, and they are always trying to protect others and to save others, and this is such really it's a function of animus that we could see in our dreams, for example. um, so I highly recommending both this anime, because people who will find it closer to your own animus will be absolutely amazed of it. I think that I was. And mm, who doesn't know Megumi? He's a teenager, but anyway, he's acting like adult, and he uh, to study how to protect people from evil spirits that appearing in places where a lot of negative energy from negative human thoughts, and he participating in a lot of fights where he trying to protect people and his colleagues, and he has stoic character, and um, trying to be a little bit cold, but inside he has huge empathy, and always thinking about others than about himself. And interesting that according to the plot of this story, his parents left him and his sister, and they are living alone, and he have to protect himself and his sister, and so he become quite adult in a very young age. And here is interesting his superpower and skills, because, as I said, we could choose what we could take from our favorite character and to think what superpower could help in our life. Of course, in metaphoric way, like. Megumi has divine dogs. What if to think about our life? What divine dogs or dogs could mean for us? What forces are um, they explaining for us? Also, he has such a shikigami with wings. It's a helper, magical helper. He has magical helper. Shikigami is a kind of spirit, helper spirit, and this he has electroshock wings that and carry people on short distances, and this also could give us something, and also he has a serpent and toad, a large shikigami with a long and powerful tongue that could grab people and then pull them through the air. He is looking like a frog. Also, he could create an elephant and a lot of rabbits that could like spin out of food the enemy, and we could see a lot of animal symbolism that could be sign for the different expressions of anime. We could reflect what all of these different different Megumi techniques could mean for us. How could we use it and how it could help us if to look on it from metaphoric language. And Chen Xiaoshi, he's older. He's around 22. Megumi is around 16 years old. Chen Xiaoshi around 22 years old to 21, and he already post-graduated from university and working already, not study as Megumi, and he working in not ordinary magical photo studio that using photo as portals for time traveling. And the clients asking he and his friend Luguan to go back into timeline on photos that they are bringing, and goals of time travel through picture are remembering something from the past, passing the words for the clients to people to people on photo of understanding what's happened in the past. His superpower consists of being able to enter the world inside the photo and processes the photographer's body, temporarily controlling their words and actions. He has the ability to dive back into photos through clapping his hands, allowing him to possess the photographer's body in order to fulfill their client's wishes. He is able to share his consciousness and directly change the events of timeline on the photo. He is quite impulsive and making actions according to his heart and to his head. And he has a good heart, deeply empathetic, and that's interesting how he analyzing the clients, analyzing their life. So it's quite wise character. He's really extremely sensitive, and also similar situation as with Megumi. He stayed alone in at young age when he was a child. Also, his parents disappeared. And his name meaning time, and we could reflect on his skills and realize what could give us his ability of time traveling, and his superpower to dive into time and changing photography. We also could take it as a tool of phototherapy. So here, even with this anime, it's possible to work even with phototherapy. It's also a good idea. And next chain um, of heroes of characters. According to these two heroes, we could see animus archetypes of man as spiritual guide or magician, both of them helping Megumi and Chen Xiaoshi to to help people and guiding them through dangerous situations. Satoru, he is much older than all of them. He's 27, as I know, and he's already a teacher in a Jujutsu high school or college even. Yes, in college, and he has playing a part as older and wiser, but anyway, he could be very playful and making very funny actions, and so he is not behaving as adult all the time. He sometimes behaving as a child, and really he has a playful nature, and it makes this character quite interesting. And the most interesting that he is always know what to do, and he when something dangerous happening, he is always mm, calm, and he know what to do, and like he looking like somebody on whom we could rely on when something happening. um, and like when he's coming, everything like getting all situations getting clear when he's coming and helping and dealing with all problems. And he's really absolute magician with such a blue eyes as also Luguan has. So, and this and we will see here his superpower that we could see in his eyes and his blue eyes. It's limitless. It's technique that grants its using high absolute control of the space through cursed energy that taking part in this anime, but it's not important to speak about what does it mean, this cursed energy. Just him as a he's a kind of, if to look on him deeply, he's a kind of mediator who creating space, and we could see him as like a therapeutic space or space um, where something could be happened or something could be stopped, and he and it's his very interesting superpower, and name Satoru is coming from um, mm, uh, such meaning as being spiritual awakened, or also it could mean enlightenment or wisdom. And Luguan, um, he could remind Satoru by also his appearance, but also by his like being having ability to be concentrated, and mm, and it's possible to rely on him. He always know what to do, and he's a partner of Chen Xiaoshi, and he has ability to see everything that happened on a photo within 12 hours of it being taken. Alongside Chen Xiaoshi, he's able to share his consciousness and direct what he can and cannot do while inside the photo. He is guiding always Chen Xiaoshi when he's diving in the photo, but Luguan, he's staying in reality, and telling him how to behave on this photo and what to do or not to do. His kind of his eyes, and his eyes becoming bright blue when he's looking on photo and seeing past. He's a kind of medium, as I could see. And he's also, but he doesn't have such playful nature as Satoru have. He has also stoic personality as Megumi, and he's serious and very calm, and often put his own feelings and thoughts of the side in the order of complete the mission properly, safely, and by the rules that he had set. He's he's also like archetype of magician because he's really in this anime a spiritual guide. And here I shared with you these archetypes and these characters, and I wanted to show how anime could be full of meaning, and how we could use it with client or with ourselves for self mm, for self-regulation or for discovery something new for us. And please write in comments what do you think about it, and also what archetypes do you see in other anime, and also please recommend me some psychological anime that could be interesting for working in art therapy or in expressive arts. Thank you very much for your attention. Here are huge material, and I wanted to share it in as much shortly as I can for not making you tired. And please really think about this topic of working with anime on the field of art therapy and expressive arts, and I hope it will help you on your for your self-care or on your work. Thank you very much. See you in another video. Goodbye.